I believe I found the teacher, by the way. And
Connor, he found the substitute. Well, the teacher who had the substitute.
But the substitute is has been in a recent photo. So I love, regardless of what went down. I love. But yeah.
So they got together, eh?
It looks like it.
Nice, good for them.
I'm happy for them. But the pillow talk exposing the entire class.
That's not he's not a good dude.
That's rough, man.
I think that's fair.
No, you got to say right away. I'm the boyfriend.
I'm her boyfriend.
Yeah,
should have been rat kids talking trash on the teacher.
Yeah, you're right. All right. The Eagles made some more news yesterday. They extended or picked up the fifth-year options of both Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Of course, they're both drafted in the same year. Jalen Carter in the top 10, Nolan Smith at pick 30?
30.
Right? Pick 30?
Yeah, I think 30.
So they got the fifth-year option for both of those guys. I think this is just kick the can down the road for Jalen Carter. You're going to eventually pay him the buku bucks.
Okay, eventually. What did you think, though? I didn't expect this. I didn't expect it to be pick up the fifth-year option. I expected it to be a contract extension to just come.
Well, things just got pretty complicated financially pretty quickly for two reasons. One, you've got the A.J. Brown cap hit situation that you've now got to mitigate, which wasn't in the plans before when we talked about the extension. And the Jonathan Grenard 4-year, $100 million hitting the books is something that I think gives them reason to want to push this.
Jalen Carter's going to get paid, right? Like, we all know it. Now,
but Jalen Carter wants to get paid this offseason, not next offseason.
Well, they could do that. They did that with Jordan Davis, right? Wasn't Jordan Davis? They picked up the fifth-year option, and then they did the contract extension.
I think they did.
Because it helps set up the books down the road. Now, the Nolan Smith one, I think, is a little bit different. I think the Nolan Smith one is, let's see what happens. Like, does he go out there and ball out and gets himself a contract elsewhere? You know, good for you, Nolan. Go get him. Maybe he doesn't ball out. We can get him back as a rotational guy on the cheap. I'm not you guys know me. I like Nolan Smith a lot. I think the way he plays, his physical nature and his smaller build is why he gets hurt so much. So I can't totally depend on him. He's not a guy that's going to be getting you 15, 16 sacks in a season.
No, he's not.
So I like him. I'm totally fine with them not working out some extension with Nolan Smith, especially after you get Grenard.
I would have been fine them not doing the fifth year with Nolan. And I love Nolan Smith as one of the dogs. I absolutely love him. But I would have been fine if they didn't do that. But I'm sure they did it for some strategic reason that Howie understands this cap stuff better than I do. But I've been really disappointed with the way it's gone with Nolan Smith. I expected so much more. I really did. And maybe that's maybe some of that's been physical. Some of that's been. I just expected.
I think some of it's the injury. Look, he ended up having a ridiculous playoff run the year they win the Super Bowl.
He did, and I'll always love him for that.
Set the franchise record for most sacks in a playoff run. Obviously, they had to play the first game, so they played an extra game. But still, like he balled out. He was a part of that defense that we'll always talk about. We legitimately had conversations about, is this one of the best defense? Obviously, 85 Bears and 01 Ravens aside. Is this one of the best Super Bowl defenses we've ever seen? We saw them stop Patrick Mahomes. That
Super Bowl, they won on defense.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I know Jalen won MVP, but the defense won.
No, they won on defense.
So, like, I'll always think highly of Nolan Smith, but to your point, I'll always think like there was a little bit left over.
Yeah, I expected much more. Has Nolan Smith played like the 30th pick in the draft? No. And to me, I was just, but what Howie does with his cap and everything like that, he knows what he's doing, so I'll trust it. I'll trust that he knows what it is. I've been so disappointed though. I really have been. I've been disappointed with Nolan Smith. I expected so much more.
I don't think there's any reason to not pick up that option though. You don't have a lot of depth at that position. It doesn't really crush you financially. He's talented enough that it's worth to see more time. It feels similar to the Nakobe Dean thing. I think we trusted Nakobe Dean's results on the field a little bit more, but there's no harm in waiting and seeing for a guy that does have upside
and having the security of having it.
Exactly.
If you get the upside,
yeah, and then you cross that bridge when you come to it.
Yeah, and look, you have him. He's on the team. He has already played himself out of being a starting edge rusher. It was one of my big concerns going into last season that he was one of the two guys, or that it was him and Jalen.
Right.
Because I didn't have a guy that I could say that guy is gonna get to the quarterback. Jalen Suggs had a hell of a season last year. he's earned himself one of those starting spots. Jonathan Gardenhard's going to have the other. Nolan Smith's going to be a guy that rotates in and out. Brandon Graham will get his 10 snaps. Is he officially back? I don't even know the Brandon Graham situation.
Remember, didn't he upstage Dick from you?
Yeah, he announced it, but I don't know if he ever got a contract. I don't know what the deal is with Brandon Graham.
He'll be back.
But he'll be back. He'll play his 10 snaps. So Nolan Smith's going to be there, and you know that if somebody gets banged up, if it's not him, because it normally is him, he'll be able to go out there and do a job for a couple of games.
And look, I'm glad that he's getting the opportunity. Glad for him, but because I really do think the world of him. He's a nice kid.
Oh, yeah,
nice young man.
He's awesome.
Great, but I just expected a lot more. And man, did I hype him up! I really hyped him up. I really thought he was going to be a different player than what he's been. I expected a lot more. I really did.
Nakobe Dean ended up being a more they're both dealing with their injuries, but more of a consistent force on the field. That was the same draft, right? He was the third round.
No questions asked. Nakobe gave them more, I believe, that more of what was, you more bang for the buck, but they had to let Nakobe go.
Yeah.
He had to go.
That was the Bulldogs draft, man.
My gosh.
Who else wants to come here from Georgia?
Well, that's what they're doing. You go shop at the best places.
Yes.
There is for those of you who've never been down south, Connor was down south this weekend. There's a place called Publix. Mm-hmm. And Publix, I will tell you, with all due respect, is the best supermarket you could have.
Overpriced.
If you just have a regular supermarket, it's the best.
I'll crush a pub sub any day.
You could. And the Publix is why not shop at Publix when there is one?
Right.
So Howie finally learned.
I saw Winn-Dixie down there not long ago.
Don't go shop at Winn-Dixie.
I like a little Piggly Wiggly every now and then.
No.
Well, we can't have different options.
You are not Southerners.
Variety's the spice of life.
Look, I was a damn Yankee. You guys are just Yankees. I was a damn Yankee because I stayed for a long time. That is not. No, you guys are speaking blasphemy.
I was born in North Carolina.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. I was born in South Jersey.
All right. Yes.
Just saying.
That's great.
All right. Phillies, they're back in action tonight. Aren't you excited? But we wonder, is everybody back? Jim Salisbury, this was him yesterday on the Talking Phillies show. The Phillies show. Right. The podcast he does
I
with
really
Todd
like it, by the way, a lot. They do a really nice job.
They do a great job.
Good show.
This was Jim Salisbury on what he was hearing about yesterday and today.
Bad team, high expectations, big series in Atlanta, Monday off day. That Monday could shape up as a day of change, a watershed moment. Another bad showing in Atlanta. So, I'm sitting here early Monday morning. I'm expecting to hear something. I think there's going to be something, maybe not today, but maybe before Tuesday's game. I don't know how they're going to handle, the off day, but they have essentially a day and a half to, I see them probably doing something for shock value. It's going to feel like they're pointing the finger at somebody. And in some cases, it might be. But they need to do something to shock this team because what you're seeing is not good enough.
Because they're complacent. Because Jim sees it. He knows it. Yeah. This team's complacent. They sit around and they're all very content. They all feel like their jobs. Because they have long-term contracts and they know they're not going anywhere. Kevin Long can go somewhere. Rob Thompson can go somewhere. They're not going anywhere. They're very content. They run the club.
It's a good club, John.
It's a good club.
So, question for you guys. And we'll get back to our Davis Honda text line, and we'll talk more about the Flyers, who lost yesterday. Look to bounce back tomorrow. Please end it in Philadelphia. Don't go back to Pittsburgh in a Game 7.
No.
Please.
No.
The Phillies have not been a team that's handled pressure very well. Right?
No, they have not. They've gagged under pressure every single year for 4 consecutive years.
Alec Boehm has literally admitted that he was tight.
Yeah, but the Stars have too.
Yeah,
let's not just put it on Boehm.
No, I'm just saying,
the Stars of this team have gagged.
But
he
literally admitted it, right? Like this has been an ongoing issue with the Phillies. Has been, man, when they're rolling and they're the front runner, that's great.
Oh yes, they love it.
But the second they get punched in the mouth, they don't punch back. That's been a big issue for the Phillies the last couple of years. Do they respond well to a potential move today? They responded well in 2022, but they hated Girardi. Like the stories about Girardi that you heard after he was, removed from his job as the manager of the Phillies, it was the clubhouse. You weren't allowed to have fun. Like he was this is what we did with the Yankees, so we're going to do it here. and there wasn't much life in that clubhouse. You hear that everybody loves Rob Thompson, right? They love Topper.
Why wouldn't they?
They love Kevin Long. Do they actually respond well?
I just don't know how they could respond. That's my issue with this team. Like, it's not, to me, an effort thing. It's not that they're not putting in the work. It's not that they're completely just dead in the water. There are some elements of that stuff. They're just not that good at playing baseball right now, and I don't know how removing the manager is going to make the bottom part of this order hit, or the bullpen get healthier, the starting rotation be better than what they've been. Sure, they could have a little bit more fire in their gut, but I don't think that's the issue.
But they got the guy that they wanted in there as manager. They got the substitute teacher. They got the guy who wasn't tough on them. They got the guy. It's not. He's had numerous opportunities to make this thing work. It doesn't work because he doesn't push them, doesn't hold them accountable. So when push comes to shove, they don't have the ability to have anybody kick their ass. Nobody can go. We have a good boss. We have a good boss.
Yes, we do.
And our boss, though, can take us in a room and give us crap.
I've heard it.
Right. And he can give us and we can have a pleasant meeting. And we can also have a, guys, I'm not pleased with this. Fix this and fix it now meeting. You know when he's willing to play and you know when he's not playing. And you have to know that from your boss. With Rob Thompson, there's none of that. They don't have any fear. They have long-term contracts. Stupid long-term contracts that just give them total autonomy to do whatever they want.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, there was the reporter, I forget who it was, that was like, hey, there's a lot of thought about you not holding people accountable, because it was when Bryce Harper did the stupid base running, trying to stretch literally a base hit up the middle into a double. We've seen that 100 times. And he said that he didn't talk to him about it. Like,
because he knows what he did was wrong, is what he said.
And so
he knows what he did was wrong.
Yeah.
In other words, I'm not going to go in there and talk to him about it.
And the reporter straight up called him out on it the next day, and he was like, "To think I don't hold people accountable, that's just wrong. You're not in there." I don't know what goes on in there, but like I have not heard of the story where Rob Thompson lit the fire.
There is none. There is none.
Let's say he gets fired today. There will be the story that comes out.
You know, Rob Thompson really did, behind the scenes, he was really tough on us. Bull crap.
Well, no, or the opposite. Or it was inmates ran the asylum.
They do run the asylum. They do run the asylum. They pick the hitting coach.
It didn't have, remember the Carlos Santana
break the video
story?
game?
That wasn't until after Kapler got fired, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look that up, but I feel like that didn't come out till afterward. A lot of the times, the stories don't come out till after the fact.
Which, by the way, bothers me a lot when the stories come out. Like, people get the knives out afterwards.
Oh, like, when A.J. Brown gets traded, there's going to be.
Well, there will be, because people are finally going to say, look, A.J., I guarantee you the stories are going to be like this. We all love A.J., but.
Right.
This is what was also going on. People weren't going to have their seasons go by the wayside dealing with his drama. There's going to be stories that will come out. And then people will be like, yeah, these stories aren't real. Now they're coming with these fake stories. The media's coming up with fake stories. No, there are stories right there. Just guys weren't going to pee away their seasons because of his drama. They weren't going to let that happen. We'll see how it all shakes out. All right, look, Rob Thompson's had every opportunity. He's had a top 4 payroll. He's had four bites at the apple, and every single time they gag on the apple. He's had all the chances. Somebody else should have a chance right now, because it hasn't worked. And this team's, they're lackadaisical. They run the bases poorly. They're bad at baseball. It's not good. It's just not good.
Did you see Ranger Suarez's line last night?
I did not.
How bad was it?
How bad what? How bad, like he pitched bad, or how bad do you want to feel?
I want to feel, no, I said, you're going to make me feel bad. I know you are.
8 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 10 Ks against the Blue Jays.
He had those 2 bad outings. And then.
He's locked in. All right, let's go to Gary in South Philly. Gary, you're on Kincaid and South Tunes. What's up, Gary?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good, Gary. What's up, buddy?
I was listening, being quiet, and I don't know which one of you guys said it, but somebody said something about Rob Thompson being nice and all that, and how much the players love him. Well, I'm the 5th of 9 children, and I have 4 of my own. And who wouldn't like the parent that lets them get away with everything.
Yeah, let you have ice cream. They let you have ice cream for breakfast. That's who he is.
Right. Now, one of my favorite movies. Rob Thompson is the Colonel in A Few Good Men.
I love that.
Not Colonel Jessup.
Yeah.
Colonel Jessup.
Yes.
The one that took his place afterwards.
Yes.
Who couldn't run anything. Yes, Colonel Jessup wasn't perfect, but we was kicking ass.
That's a great one.
Only problem is if you're saying Joe Girardi was Colonel Jessup, they weren't kicking ass with that team either.
Oh no!
No, but it was his mentality.
Right. I got you. Yeah.
But from the aspect of this guy, when the Colonel Jessup thing, the guy that took over had always been an executive officer, the second in charge. You can't just jump and be the man in charge. If I did 22 years in the military, you can't just be in charge if you've only been number 2 your whole career.
Yeah. Great
It's
point,
hard
Gary.
to take that step.
And thank you for your service, Gary. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Gary.
22 years in the service. Thank you, sir. That's fantastic.
22 years. You'd be speaking.
I'm saying Gary for manager.
I'm telling you, I'll take Gary.
He'll
for
get people
manager.
fired up.
Gary will do it. Gary will have everybody fired up and ready to go.
Could you handle, knowing you, who you are as a person, could you handle being one of 9?
No.
Yeah. You're one of 3. You're one of 2. I'm one of 2.
Yeah.
I know. So one of my best friends, she's one of 9. And they love each other. Like, it's like family first, as it always should be. But, like, that's one of the tightest group of people I've ever met.
My wife is the Phoenix. She's 7 of 7.
Oh, I didn't.
So she cannot die.
That's a term?
She's the Phoenix, the mythical Phoenix. You're 7. When you're the 7 of 7.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
You're the Phoenix.
Learn something new
everybody knows that.
She cannot die
every day,
she cannot die of natural. She can only die of natural causes. Oh. She's the Phoenix.
Oh,
so you can't kill her. You can't shoot her. You can't dump her off a building. She's the Phoenix.
How do you know these things?
It's the mythical Phoenix. It's mythology.
I'm kind of concerned.
I'm waiting for the. Wait for the Dateline episode. But is she 7 of 7? My mom was 1 of 6. My dad was 1 of 8. So like I come from a huge family.
Yeah.
So like I can't imagine it. And one of the things that I know about it is they were all in each other's business.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Like all knowing each other's business.
Austin's 1 of 8.
Austin's one of 8.
YouTube producer.
Austin, what number are you?
That's 8. What I mean. He's the youngest.
Oh, 8 of 8.
He's 8 of 8.
My dad was 7 of 8.
So what is he? Is he a rhinoceros? Like
no. You got to be the Phoenix. The Phoenix is mythical. Is a mythical.
Does the Phoenix work regardless of how many?
The Phoenix is 7 of 7.
All right, he's 8 of 8. So what is he?
You were the 7th. No, you're just the 7th of 7 is the Phoenix.
The Pegasus.
He's the Pegasus.
And I got married to the Phoenix on 7/7.
Phoenix.
I married the
But
Phoenix.
you don't believe in jinxes.
Austin also claims that he's the favorite.
I love numbers. So that's why we could have gotten married on 7/6, and we got married 7/7 instead.
Austin claims he's the favorite. I can see it.
Yeah.
No, Austin.
He's my favorite too.
Austin gets spoiled rotten. I guarantee you, Austin was spoiled by his siblings.
He's the baby.
What I'm guessing.
Well, he's a baby.
Yes.
All right. What do we got on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington.
Well, we could stop this whole conversation. The Phillies have been fixed, and I can't believe any of us didn't see it. Mike from Harrisburg checks in. He says,
Mike.
My solution to the Phils, no joke, name Ricky Patullo manager. Shame the team does not have the same intensity he does. He would remind me of Dallas Green 2.0.
Johnny Marks keeps on doing the...
They'd quit en masse.
Oh, yeah. John Marks keeps doing the joke of they should bring in Larry Boa. Not that Larry Boa isn't a great baseball man, but like that.
Larry's just a little older.
But that old school approach, unfortunately, doesn't work in today's baseball anymore.
Because today they would wet their pants. They would wet their pants. If there's, we were. Do you know? We were laughing. We were laughing, and I was at O'Hara last week for Honors Night, and we were trading some stories because right now I think O'Hara has like a bunch of their teachers. Mike Connor has done a great job of bringing back O'Hara students as teachers. And I went to O'Hara at an era where teachers still could hit you.
Yeah.
You could still be hit, which I think would change people today because you wouldn't have the Twitter warriors.
Oh, absolutely.
That just literally say whatever they want to say. And then when you see them in person, they're like kitty cats.
Oh, yeah. People need to get punched in the mouth.
That people have never been punched in the mouth or had Mr. Cotterall give you a waffle instead of a detention. Rock give you a waffle. Instead, you want a waffle or do you want detention?
Waffle or detention?
Would you want Connor? Connor?
I never got hit.
Connor, would you want a waffle?
I'll take detention.
The waffle was the.
I'm too pretty to get hit in the face.
Hit?
No, I don't think so.
Connor, you never got hit in school?
No.
Really?
No, I did some hitting. Never got hit.
Connor, Rock.
I was the one that laid the punches down.
Connor, Rock would take his hand, flat palm, and you get it. You get the smack on the cheek.
I was never in the hit zone. I was a good kid.
Well, you were a goody two-shoe, dude. Man. See, it is. He's one of the kindest people you will ever meet, Connor Thomas.
First time I ever got hit in the face, Ella Harris Park. 2-on-2 basketball, and it just,
Yeah.
Yeah, not enough people have.
And then we finished the game.
Not enough people in your generation were ever, smacked around a little bit. That told, you don't just run your mouth all the time because you're going to get
the mean streets of Mulligan Hill, baby.
Yeah.
People need to start hitting the Phillies. 6-1-0.
Yes. No, the Phillies just need more than 6 hits.
No.
How about that?
Don't make that face up, Junis.
It might wake them up a little bit.
No.
Hey, look at what it did for the Flyers.
Just
saying.
It did.
Okay, different sport.
All right, coming up next. No one really wants to relive Kevin Patullo ever again. I almost forgot his name the other day.
Oh, boy.
But Jeff Stoutland, the first person on record with name attached, his voice attached. Hear what Kevin Patullo did for the Eagles last year. It's Kincaid and Sal Chunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Chunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
It is 7:31 here on Kincaid and Sal Chunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas coming up in about 15 minutes. Connor, do you have the latest in what has been the biggest sports story that has nothing to do with on-the-field actions? Maybe in the bedroom actions, but not all in the field actions.
I do not.
All right. Later this segment, we will give you another wild update in the world of Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. That comes your way in a little bit. But before we talk about bedroom talk, we talk about what John and I were worried about all off season and during the season.
Oh, yeah.
And after the season when we were waiting to see that Kevin Patullo was indeed no longer the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. So, Kevin Patullo, let's remind you a little bit about Kevin Patullo, Johnny. On the coaching staff.
Do we have to?
In the NFL, around the NFL, bounced around a little bit for 18 years, finally got his first shot to be an offensive coordinator because he's been here. He knows the guys.
Because he was Nick Sirianni's boy.
Yeah.
That's why he got that job. No other reason.
And if you remember, one of the things that I always talk about with offensive coordinators is they can be genius football minds. Kevin Patullo, I'm telling you right now, knows a lot more about football than I do.
No questions asked.
But there is an art to calling plays. When it is 2nd and 6 and you're on your own 25, what do you do on 2nd and 6? There's an art to, hey, your defense is gassed. You need to compile a couple of first downs just to give them a breather. Instead, you run Saquon Barkley right into Vita Vea's chest in Tampa Bay when it was 105 degrees. And maybe that's why the defense looked horrible in the second half, because the offense was on the field for 90 seconds.
I've been told, though, that that's not really the reason why it's so hard. That is hard. The real reason it's hard, though, is try playing Jeopardy. Where the clock is really on you.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Under fire.
Yeah.
You've got a clock run on you. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You've never done this. What are you doing? That's the hard part. That's the really scary part of doing this job. And he wasn't up to the challenge.
No.
He's not.
Just like Brian Johnson wasn't necessarily up to the challenge. But Brian Johnson's going to be a coach for forever, right?
Yep.
He is very respected at what he does. There's differences. We'll see about Christian Parker. Christian Parker goes to Dallas as the defensive coordinator. He might be really, really good. Or he might stink as a defensive coordinator, and he's more just a secondaries coach, and he's really good at that.
He could be.
That's just kind of the way sports in football it goes. So Jeff Stoutland was on the New Heights podcast with Jason Kelsey, Travis Kelsey. They had a special co-host, Jordan Mailata.
And you guys really don't you both don't really partake much in this.
I'm a Clips guy.
Yeah, Clips.
Okay, I enjoy it, especially if I have a long drive, like where I know I'm not getting out of the car. I'll put it on 20 minutes, give it 20 minutes. Something.
I'm a Clipsman.
Okay.
And I thought it was really beautiful how Jordan Mailata spoke about Stoutland. He got emotional about it. You know, there is definitely something special to Jeff Stoutland because I know two guys, two men, two gigantic human beings. Well, Jason Kelsey's not as gigantic as Jordan Mailata, but two offensive linemen that come to tears like anytime they talk about Jeff Stoutland.
Yes.
Right? Like, so you know that there's an impact there. Well, Jason Kelsey was like, all right, what went wrong last year? Because the offense sucked all season long. All season long.
Oh, it did.
There was so much excuse making about, well, you know, the weather and this one and this and that and that. The offense sucked, and a lot of it was because of the play caller. This was Jeff Stoutland on record. That was according to sources. Jeff Stoutland talking about what went wrong last year.
What happened last year, just in general? Like, what was the reason for the struggles in your mind? I don't know. What went wrong last season with the Birds?
Well, I think anytime things don't go well, and I don't want to sound like I'm on like in an interview but it's the truth. It's execution, and it's calling the right play at the right time and not running bad plays into bad defenses.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't that hard. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and make up all these. That's pretty much it.
It ain't that hard.
Now you see is that he can answer that way because he's not on the staff anymore. None of them would give you that answer, the real answer, because when he was with the Eagles, he couldn't.
Right.
He couldn't throw a teammate under the bus and another coach under the bus. He can now. He can tell us what we all knew. We all looked with our own eyes. That's why I complain when guys like Thompson come out afterwards and tell you, no, you know, we're close. It's not that bad. He's just trying to make something happen out there. You know, we're really close. I like it when the coaches, you know what you see with your own eyes. They were crappy. And it was Kevin Patullo was a horrible play caller.
Yeah.
Period.
Now, look,
That's what he went to.
Did the offensive line have their issues last year? Absolutely. Did Jalen Hurts have his issues last year? They tried changing the offense up one game. He throws 4 picks. Like, did A.J. Brown give up on plays and drop passes? Absolutely. But, man, you could just tell. Like, the second half, how many times did we update people on the 0 touchdowns in the second half or 1 or less touchdowns in the second half? It was like every week because teams made adjustments at halftime and they soiled themselves every single week. And that's why teams came back. That's why it got dicey. That's why a lot of people lost money because the Eagles didn't cover. Like there was so many things that happened last year because of second half adjustments. And Patullo was not up for the challenge.
Nope.
And he'll be in football for 10 more years.
Oh yeah, he'll because it's a good old boys network, and there's probably things he can do.
Sure,
you know, like right now is that there's Brian Johnson can do things for Dan Quinn and his staff that are good, and there's certain levels. But if a guy here at the Fanatic behind the scenes was here 17 years.
I'm getting pretty close to that.
And never got behind a microphone.
Ah, nice.
And then they said, we're going to give
only 10 for me, baby.
We're going to now give that person the seat on the morning show. People be like, really? The person never got their shot for 17 years, and now all of a sudden they're going to get their shot. Well, that probably not the smartest move. You would have thought they would have had all these other promotions along the way. Nah, Brian Johnson. Didn't work that way, and then it didn't work that way with Kevin Patullo.
No, unfortunately. Well, Brian Johnson, at
least at Florida, had called plays.
He rose to the, he had a meteoric rise. It was Kevin Patullo was around forever.
And now he's back.
There's multiple ways to stink as an offensive coordinator.
Yep, there absolutely is. All right, the update on the, do they have a nickname yet? The Rossini Vrabel? You know how like the...
Oh, the couples?
Frabesini? I don't know. Last names don't really fit.
Best couple's name for Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, 610-632-0975. Connor, you didn't see this, so this is amazing. We're going back to my birthday, December 19th, 2022.
Wow.
I would have been, 29? I wasn't even in my 30s yet. Or maybe I turned 30. I don't know how the math works. December 19th, 2022.
2022.
The Tennessee Titans had just lost their 4th straight game that previous weekend. And this guy, David Cavucci, not former Philly David DeLucci, David Cavucci, somehow finds a Diana Rossini Spotify playlist.
Oh, no.
That had 18 songs on it.
By the way, I did not like the playlist. I'm just telling you, I didn't like the playlist.
The playlist was called Turnin' the Page. And she created it for a guy named Mike.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
So
it's a bad rom-com at this point.
18 songs. Cuff It by Beyonce. Big Energy by Lotto. Break My Soul by Beyonce. House Party by Sam Hunt. My Love, Route
song.
94.
Yeah.
Pump It Louder, Tiesto with the Black Eyed Peas.
That's not bad.
Raise Your Glass by Pink. I know that Mike Vrabel's a big Pink guy. Bass Down Low. Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Last Resort by Papa Roach. Welcome to the Jungle. Must be a big hockey fan. Photograph by Def Leppard. God of Thunder by Kiss. Dance the Night Away. Maybe they did that together. By Van Halen. Renegade by Styx. Obviously a jam. She makes this playlist for a guy named Mike, and it's public. December 19th, 2022. The details that continue to come out of this, I can't wait for the documentary.
There's going to be a 30 for 30.
And it's hard. Well, no,
they can't because they don't partners with the.
Yeah, they're not touching on it. It's horrible because there's families involved. So I don't want to joke about it too much because I feel terrible.
You're not joking
for
about
Mrs.
it.
Vrabel,
right.
Diana's husband, all the kids involved. But man, she's another. What?
Like what she's did.
My God. All right, coming up next, today's headlines. Will the stories beat that one?
No.
We have something that we got to talk about that's bros before you know the rest.
Okay.
It's sports related, so it might rival it.
All right, that comes your way next. Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Want to give a big shout out to Kieran on our YouTube chat. He's a Kincaid and Sal Tunis YouTube faithful. We appreciate you, Kieran. Nickname for Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. We don't even need others sent in.
What?
Dynamite. Like dynamite.
Okay, that's fantastic.
So, Kieran, you win.
That's pretty good.
I would love to ship you something to England.
That's awesome.
I don't know what, but you win today's non-existent prize. So congratulations.
That is fantastic.
Dynamite. I mean, that's fantastic.
That is great.
Will it be? There's got to be some song on Dynamite, right? Because I'm TNT, I'm Dynamite. Will that be on the next Vrabel Rossini Spotify
That's fantastic.
Playlist? Yeah, well, that's TNT. You got to get Dynamite by Tayo Cruz.
All right, there you go. We could do a whole Spotify playlist for them.
We'll work on that in the break.
All right, before we get to headlines, what do we got as the poll of the day? Dr. Avidan Appel, Iron Mountain Men's Health, brings us the poll of the day. Also brings us the $1,000 cash contest, which comes your way at 8 o'clock, as will Amy Fadul. It's a Tuesday with Amy. Amy will be in studio. What do we got on the poll? I know it's Flyers related after yesterday's 3-2 loss. Game 6 tomorrow night at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. You can listen live here on The Fanatic.
The poll is not moving. It is, someone say stiff this morning. How concerned are you with the Flyers series after the Game 5 loss? 64% still saying a little nervous. So that's the leader right now. 21% saying they're in trouble and 15% saying not worried at all.
I'm not saying they're in trouble. Will I say that I'm a little nervous? Absolutely.
You should be.
Again, I told you the story. I was taking out the trash last night. I saw my neighbor, and I was like, dude, I need them to win tonight. I don't want to have to do this again. And when they lost.
If you are not a little worried, you are naive.
Yes.
You are absolutely naive. If you are overly concerned and think it's over, oh my gosh, it's done, I think you're a dope.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from the people who are saying they're in trouble because I don't feel like they've really been outplayed in any game in this series. Like significantly outplayed to the point where they're
I think the pedigree's the concern for a lot of people.
You think so?
You know, it's the Penguins who have won, and it's these guys that are they vampires, right? Like, how do you get rid of them? And the Flyers are upstart. Like this is their first appearance in the playoffs, and nobody thought they'd be up 2-0.
No.
Nobody thought they'd be up 3-0. But nobody thought that they'd go into Pittsburgh to start the series and take the first 2 games. And so maybe the Penguins losing last night's that feeling of, we never really thought we'd be in this position to begin with, so now I'm worried.
Gotcha. Just give Gritty some garlic. He'll take care of the vampire.
Yeah, there we go.
I could see Gritty taking out a vampire.
I think he
I
could.
see that. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Sometimes you got to stop by your biggest hater's funeral just to make sure they really dead. Chris Sims, news breaking yesterday that he is out on Football Night in America. Philadelphia rejoicing over that news because of his commentary on Jalen Hurts. And there were plenty of people getting their jokes off yesterday on Chris Sims. Your guys' thoughts on him being out?
Go ahead, John.
I don't like anybody losing their job, but Chris Sims had a long run. And honestly, I would always be like, I would think that there are other voices that give him a shot. Give other voices a shot.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know him well because of the Jalen Hurts stuff.
He's an engagement farmer.
My biggest problem with him, and like you, I never celebrate somebody losing their job. This industry can be
nasty.
It can suck.
Yeah.
When he says a lot of the things that he has to say, and then we and the former Midday Show at the time literally approach him and his people at Radio Row. Oh, yeah, I'll come on.
I'll come on.
And then disappears.
He is
it's like you're one of those guys that will... Chase Daniel. He's another guy. Chase Daniel.
Cowardly.
We have all reached out to try to get Chase Daniel on the shows. And then he never does.
He's cowardly.
Like, he's a guy that follows a script. I'm going to rip this player because I'm getting reaction on this player. I'm going to continue to rip this player. Even after he wins a Super Bowl, I'm going to continue. I'm never going to give him his credit. But if somebody pushes me on it, I'm going to disappear.
And then I'm going to say, I'm not going to give them my time. Why would I give them my time?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not a big, everybody that says anything negative about Philadelphia has to be tar and feathered, but the way he's gone after Jalen Hurts has been over the top.
Well, because he knows he gets engagement from it, and that's what he was doing.
Forget Jalen Hurts, if it's anybody.
I think it actually worked against him.
Yeah, maybe. But if it's anybody, and then you're pushed on it and you disappear. That's weak.
So all due respect, hopefully we hear less of that in the coming months. Now, this one... I don't know how this happens. This is absurd. And they're kids in high school, so maybe you have to cut them a break, but I don't know where this decision ever happens.
What's that?
So there was a playoff baseball game between West Nassau High School and Suwanee High School down in Florida, a third division or 3A Florida high school baseball game. And Nassau came up a little bit short. They lost 12-1 without all 5 of their seniors because high school prom, senior prom, was the same night as the playoff game. And all 5 seniors chose to go to prom over playing in the playoff game. Unbelievable.
So I had almost this exact same moment happen to me in high school.
Okay, explain.
We had a game in Atlantic City. We were up 2-1. Bottom of the whatever, I forget. It was high school was 7 innings. Bottom of the 7th inning, kid on the other team had to walk-off home run. The next round would have been on prom night. And my girlfriend at the time was not too happy to find out that I said, by the way, I'm going to the baseball game.
Of course you are.
Now, what was not realized was I would have still gotten to the prom. I just would have missed pictures.
You would have mixed pictures.
And she was furious because she was really looking forward to it. And I said, I'm sorry.
You have a commitment to a team.
It's baseball.
You're part of a team. You have a commitment all year long. You practice your teammates.
I bet you all 5 of those guys will regret that for the rest of their life.
I would hope so.
And they lost the game.
They lost the game 12-1. They got smoked.
That's a disgrace.
I get the post-prom fun. I get it.
Are you kidding me?
You're not remembering that post-prom fun the rest of your life.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that sucks, man. And I feel bad for all their teammates.
I feel bad that you're a bad teammate.
Yeah, see, some teams do have less motivation than the Phillies.
To go to picture parties. That's a loser thing.
We'll round out with this. So, one of the chillest groups of people in the world are Buddhist monks.
Okay,
it's kind of their thing, right?
It's their brand.
You might wonder, how do they stay so calm all the time? Well, we might have figured out their secret because Sri Lankan authorities detained 22 Buddhist monks recently after they found over 200 pounds of marijuana in their luggage returning from a trip to Thailand. I don't know how that happens. I don't know.
I could get down. I could get down with the Buddhists,
but I think I think we figured out the secret there.
Does it surprise you?
No.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Dude,
it doesn't.
Is that what they're doing?
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
I'm glad.
What do you think they're burning all the incense for?
Yeah,
I thought it was just incense.
Look, to cover up the pot.
I'm glad that we are at where we are at in society in the United States, where it's becoming a little bit more like it's no longer, oh my God, it's smoking pot. Whoa. I'm glad that we've reached that point. I'm not saying everybody has to go out there and be a pothead, but in different cultures, like Jamaica, like in different cultures, it's not like some taboo thing.
I still don't think any culture is 200 pounds in your suitcase.
Well, they were bringing it probably to the whole community.
Yeah.
I mean, the Buddhist community is there's a lot of people there, man. It's not like 3 people.
Yeah, but if you're ever wondering how they're so chill,
and by the way,
we solved it.
You incense folks, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, no.
Nobody's burning incense.
Yeah, by the way, the incense is always at like the hippy dippy stores.
Exactly.
What do you think?
Why are you burning the incense?
Yeah, what do you think they're doing?
What do you think we're fooled?
I never do that because I can't smell. I can't smell.
That's why people burn incense. Yeah. And then they're like, okay. I like the smell of incense. Yeah, sure you do. You like your pot more.
I was the entire can of Axe body spray guy.
Oh, were you? That's what it was.
Man.
Did you have it in your car, too?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I bet you did.
You must have been a character in high school, dude.
Yeah. He says he really wasn't, though.
I was a pothead to myself. Coming up next.
You almost missed prom.
Almost. Coming up next, we welcome in the great Amy Fadul. It's a Tuesday with Amy. She's ready to go. We'll talk some Flyers. We'll talk some Phillies. Does this potential change, do anything? It's Kincaid and South Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.